Hello friends, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. My name is Najuma Christine Ssegawa, a marriage mentor, counselor and relationship coach. I want to appreciate you. You are part of my story. Thank you so much for subscribing to this YouTube channel. Thank you for sharing with your friends and family. And please, if it's your first time to open this video, please, I request you humbly, take a minute and subscribe, take a minute and share, press the like button, share with friends and family, and we walk this journey together. Remember, we are in this together. We are in this together. Dear friends, I'm so happy and blessed that again in this episode, this special season episode, remember there is always a reason for every season, and we at this marriage platform, this marriage space, I'm privileged to host once again my beautiful sister, my fellow coach, as we go through another conversation of marriage. You know, marriage is sweet. Whenever I talk about marriage, Coach Diana, it gives me joy. The way my heart melts, because I love this institute of marriage. And remember, in one of our episodes, we talked about the divine design purpose of God for our marriages. So our dear friends who are in marriage, who are about to enter the marriage, the thing you are entering, or the thing that you can call it the thing, or the institution you're about to enter, was designed by God, was created by God. And when God creates, whatever He created is good. So marriage is good. Let's forget all those things. And in this chat, we are going to discuss about conflict resolution, conflict management in our marriages. So welcome with me, my dear sister. Welcome to this YouTube channel.
Thank you so much, Christine, my beloved
sister.
Anytime. It's always a pleasure to be hosted by you. It's always a pleasure to share knowledge, to interact and sharpen one another. So my name, my dear viewers, is Diana Navasa Mhaire. I am a personal growth coach and a marriage mentor, coach and counselor. I love marriage. I love growth. I love being intentional. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and I believe we are going to learn together.
Awesome. Welcome once again. Friends, in this episode, we are going to talk about, as I mentioned earlier, conflict resolution. When somebody may wonder, we are married, for us, we are enjoying each other's company, we are happy, we are having great time, we have our money, we have our resources. Why do you talk about conflict? By the way, if any marriage, there's no conflict, there's a lot of monotony, even it means there's a lot of pretense, there's a lot of lies, there's a lot of artificial, there's a lot of deceit.
Yes.
So,
yes,
Coach Diana, let's tell the people about the conflict.
Conflict, to me, I look at it as friction, and it enables movement. In the space of growth, we look at conflicts as a growth accelerator.
Yes. It awakens you from the sleep. It awakens you from the sleep.
It is a growth accelerator. When you haven't had conflict, there's certain things you're not going to discover about the two of you. And it is the spice in simple terms. And you know, if there is absence of friction, we will slide.
Oh yeah, true.
So conflict is like that friction that keeps you in movement.
It keeps you in check.
It keeps you in check, and you're able to move. So conflict in a marriage is very healthy.
True.
And yes, we love marriage. You've heard me talk about marriage, but I know you've heard Christine talk about marriage much more. And you know that she's very passionate about marriage. But does that mean she never has conflict?
I know.
Not at all.
No way.
So that is one of the reasons we are coming here and telling you that conflict is actually very healthy. The challenge with conflict is the how. The how we manage the conflict is the challenge. But conflict is very, very
it's healthy. I like the way you put it, that it gives you, it checks you out. It's an accelerator. So, our dear viewers, don't drop the ball. Don't scatter. Don't say, I didn't know. No, you knew. And just to add on what Coach Dia said, then we've had the aspects of conflict. Then what is conflict resolution? Of course, that is where you two as a spouse, the two parties, you find a peaceful solution on the disagreement. Those different disagreements we are going to be seeing later. How do you go about them? you don't need to bury them under the sun. You need to resolve the conflict so that you can be able to move. Remember, marriage is a journey of two people ordained by God. Of two people. So you need to resolve. You need to agree so that you eliminate those conflicts. And then you enjoy your marriage. Remember, you have one life to live, and life is for living. So you need to enjoy your marriage. And you need to enjoy your marriage with your spouse.
Definitely.
So, and yes, Coach Dana, this reminds me of what we shared in our one of the episodes about that God design. What are those causes related to the God design? What are those most common causes of conflict in our marriages?
Yeah, the other time when you hosted me, we talked about the divine intention, God's original intention for marriage. And in one of our remarks, we said that everything is created for a purpose. And when you understand the purpose for which something has created, then you don't have any issues. Just like this phone, you know that one of the reasons this phone was created is probably to take a picture, to write notes, for radio, all those things. And that's what makes you able to make good use of that thing. And so the very reason, and by the way, if you haven't watched that video, I want to encourage you to go and watch it. Probably you may have to tag it in your maybe in your notes below. And yes, watch it and understand the original intention for marriage. So one of the biggest causes, the major cause, is actually not understanding the purpose for marriage. Again, for an example, I buy a phone and I don't know what a phone is supposed to be used for. I might probably just put it in my purse and think it's maybe something for makeup.
I know.
So I start abusing it. Actually, I abuse the designer's intention.
Exactly. You don't honor the designer.
Exactly.
You don't honor.
So when we do not understand why the source, who is God, created marriage, we start having conflict. We start having conflict because we have conflict with the parties involved. We have conflict with our own selves.
Yes.
We have conflict with the maker of marriage, who is God. So I find that as the major cause of conflict.
Exactly. Coach D, you've reminded me. If you don't put God at the center of your marriage, you're bound to conflict.
Yes.
So you need to remember that God designed you to marry this person. He chose for you this person. You didn't know. None of us knew the partner we are going to marry, but God chose it for us. So I remember last time even I shared that it's like being a train being on the rail. We are in our marriage journey, on our rail. We are moving forward to a great destination of greatness. But if we don't obey the God who created us, if we don't feed our purpose in the God divine purpose, we shall have those conflicts. So friends, we need to remind us, let's obey the God who created us. Let's walk in his ways. Let's remember that God is love. Let's remember that God is a forgiving God. He's a merciful God. And another cause of conflict in our marriages, I love one writer, he said that communication is like oxygen to life.
Yes.
If any marriage, any relationship, there is no communication, they are bound to conflict.
That's right.
So that is another cause of conflict. Many couples, I've encountered many couples sharing with me, he doesn't want to talk to me. He doesn't listen to me. She doesn't understand me. When I talk, he misinterprets. So friends, lack of communication or inadequate communication in any marriage will cause a conflict. And by the way, remember, Coach Dana, there are different types of communication. There are different methods of communication. There are different levels of communication. So if there is, you don't understand each other, when your spouse can speak, maybe comments on your dress, today I don't like your shoe. But because already you have a beef on your heart, then you say he has miscommunicated. Yet, if you know that sometimes my husband applauds me or praises me and tells me this and this and this. So lack of communication in any marriage will cause conflict.
That's
Yes,
right.
Coach D.
That's right. And you see, communication can actually also be present.
Oh, yeah.
But the how?
Uh-huh.
How do you communicate? You don't just
When
come
do you communicate?
when the timing.
I know.
Someone has just been fired from his job, and then you're coming. It's a time you want to sort an issue.
Exactly.
How do you expect that person to respond?
To respond, exactly.
So the how you communicate, the packaging also matters.
Exactly.
I find that the other cause as influence, when you have an influence of family and friends, and then you are unable to set clear boundaries.
Exactly.
Clear boundaries. I have a particular petty name that I call my husband. I can't call that to any other person. And I have told him. So if I have set that boundary.
He's a special.
For him, he has this special name, and he knows that it is him that I call it. So if in our chats he finds, or just by mention, he finds that I'm calling you his petty name, there is a conflict already.
Yeah.
It's like, how?
Why?
Why? I am not informed. Okay? So when you're unable to set clear boundaries, you know you are married, you know you are in a relationship, there has to be clear boundaries. You belong to someone, okay? There has to be clear boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
But also, that influence of family and friends, when you fail to prioritize your partner, when you find that your friends just have any influence, like sometimes you don't consider your partner's opinion, you'll take your friends or your family's opinion, and I'm not saying that friends are bad. In fact, I love making
We
friends.
need them.
I love my family so much, but I have learned and I have been taught that once I am married, my partner is priority.
Is priority.
Is priority, and that's what God desires.
Yes.
My partner is priority.
Yes, Coach D, thank you so much. And in this generation, our dear friends, many people are in conflict because of external influence. You allow your sisters to manage your marriage. You allow your workmates, your business partner to manage your marriage, and then you are bound to conflict with your partner. So as Coach Dana said, you need to set health boundaries. Let's not be influenced. You see, so and so they bought for her. He brought for his wife a new car. You need to buy me a new car. You need to take me to vacation here and there. No, let's not allow other people to influence us.
Yes.
But if you don't set health boundaries, you are bound to conflict. We've had many people, in-laws. Me, I always tell people, we call them daughters in love, brothers in love, sisters in love. Just give them their space. They shouldn't really interfere in your marriage. But if you don't set health boundaries, they will cause conflict in your marriage. And then another cause of conflict in marriage, Coach D, is mistrust, infidelity, betrayal.
As it comes from boundaries.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does. It does. As you mentioned, if the other time we are talking about cleaving. If you don't get connected with your spouse, you are up and around, moving with other people. You are busy flattering with other people. Then it will cause infidelity in the marriage, and then conflicts are bound to happen.
Yes.
And as Coach Dana said, if you don't set boundaries with your exes, those people, the friend, the workmates, the business partners, every time you are calling them, and now these days our social media it has done good. We appreciate the social media, but it has also done a bit of harm. Somebody, you are on phone 24/7 because you are busy communicating with your friends, yet your best friend is here with you in the same room. You can't communicate to them, so conflicts happen. And then that mistrust, the moment somebody you get out of the divine purpose, and then you go and cleave with another person, you go and become another fresh with another person, really conflicts will happen. That betrayal, that mistrust.
That's right.
Talk about that, Coach D.
That's right. And you see, for any relationship, the key or the pillars of any relationship be it marriage, be it just casual relationship,
yes.
is trust.
Trust.
It is one of the greatest pillars.
Oh, yeah.
And even us who believe in God, you know, we have this relationship because we trust
We
Him.
trust Him.
In the absence of trust, there is nothing.
There's nothing.
When you don't have trust, you actually have nothing.
Oh yeah.
So when I know there has to be a transition, but it has to be very clear that this person is married.
Oh yeah.
Who do you spend most of your time with? How much time do you give to the opposite sex?
Oh yeah.
How much time do you give to someone whom you even have already realized that has a bit of interest in you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there is a certain conversation that I can only have with my husband.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, certain terminal. There is an area where I have set and I know this area.
You don't want to give space for your husband
No.
to mistrust you, not to
Not
trust
at all.
you. Yes.
Because you see, at the end of the day, friends, you are going to get back what you have sown.
I know.
You're going to get it. And what you want to be done to you, you have to do it for your friend.
Exactly.
So if I want trust, let me sow seeds of trust.
Exactly.
Let me sow seeds of integrity. Let me sow seeds of faithfulness and honesty.
True.
That is you cannot go against that natural law.
Exactly. So our dear friends, if you are to eliminate conflict in your marriage, build trust. As Coach Dana said, trust is the foundation of any marriage, of any relationship. So build trust and really let's honor people's trust. Let's earn people's trust. Let's be reliable so that we can be trusted spouse.
Yes, we find difference in opinions.
Oh yeah. That
difference
one.
in perceptions. I love that area. That is one of my specialties.
Yes,
I love that area. And that's what brings out genius.
I know.
That is the result of creativity, innovations, all these things we see. You see, there is an orange building there. There's just difference in opinion.
Exactly.
It's very excellent.
It is.
But it can cause conflict when it's poorly managed. It can. And you know, I usually do self-discovery sessions, and I help people, you know, discover their personality, their temperaments, how they would respond in leadership, when in fear, and all
when
those
in crisis.
things in crisis. And you need to understand. You need to understand that my partner, when they are under stress, this is how they are going to respond.
True.
You need to understand that actually my partner views this particular, maybe a business. There are people that fear risks.
I know. Yes.
I love to take risks.
Yes, I know.
Some fear risks.
Yes.
Others take calculated risks.
True.
But you now need to understand what kind of person am I married to? Are they the kind of people that take calculated risks? Those are going to delay you. I am a fast person.
I know.
I want, when I bring out a business idea, think about it overnight and let's come up with it and get into it. But like my husband, it's such a logical thing.
Yes.
He will take calculated risks. For me, now that it's just now that I know I need to take a calculated risk, but there is always that natural wiring in me that needs. He's delaying me. But when you don't understand that difference, you end up conflicting. So I just want to encourage you, discover each other.
Yes.
Ask God, what kind of person did you give me? Be very observant. Some of the things they will not tell you, but you can actually observe and say, this person responds like that. Ask
He's
them,
not comfortable.
what are your fears? What things make you worry? What things excite you? Discover so that you know that in this, when they are faced by this is how most likely they are going to respond.
Exactly.
And it will help you calm down the storm. Even if it was meant to be a storm, it's just going to be a passing wind.
I know. That is awesome. As Coach Dana has put it right, if difference in perceptions, the way you perceive things, it can be even the parenting approach.
Yes, that's right.
our dear viewers who are parents and even those who are about to be parents, you have your children, you love them so much, but if you have different parenting approach, you want to use carrot and stick to discipline the children, you want an open dialogue, you want to talk about it, then your other spouse, for him or her, his approach is different. You need to reach at a time and understand, as Diana has mentioned, that we are different.
Yes.
But if you don't understand, many parents, many spouses, many married people are conflicting because of different in parenting approach.
Yeah.
They're different the way they perceive how to handle teenagers, how to handle adolescent children. Those differences, how to handle money, how to handle the social capital. You can be married to somebody who is not outgoing. He or she is not interested in your friends.
Yeah.
He or she is not interested in hosting people. I know I've had many ladies confess that my husband is not interested in hosting many people. But me, my husband, I thank God he doesn't have a problem of me hosting many people. So in order to avoid conflict, you need to appreciate each other's perception.
Yes.
We are all gifted different.
Yeah.
We are gifted different. We are wired different, as Coach Diana has said. So let's not stay there. You see, no. So difference in parenting approach can really cause conflict. And more so, our dear parents, never show it to your children. And like if you have teenage children, you say maybe they want to go for a movie. Dad says they don't go for a movie. For you go down, you say, I'll give you money. You go for the movie. Your dad is outdated. No. Parents, you should really encourage each other and understand each other so that you avoid such conflicts.
Actually, children are a very, very big conflict causer.
Yeah, I know. Can you imagine?
Many
Yes,
marriages.
I can get it.
But the problem is, like you mentioned, usually starts from the parents.
Yeah, with the parents.
Yeah, and kids can be very manipulative.
Yeah,
Very
they know it,
manipulative.
they know.
I think we would keep that for
I
another
know.
session.
Yeah, parenting.
But in addition to differences in opinion, would be the difference in interests and desires.
Oh yeah.
I believe, and what the Bible teaches, that man is the head of a woman.
Oh yeah.
And that man is a leader. The man is a leader in the family. It doesn't just mean I am being stepped on. I know and I have known and appreciated my place. But when you come into this marriage with different visions,
I know.
there's gonna
You're
be
bound
trouble.
to crash.
There's gonna be trouble. So at least you need to come and agree and say, yes, this is our vision. This is where we are going. But when you find that each of you has different visions that you need to pursue, someone loves to travel and another one just wants to be alone. Where are you going to end up?
I know.
So you need to come to a compromise and come to a compromise and get something that works out for
Exactly.
you.
Dear viewers, we are talking about the causes of conflict in our marriages. We said earlier, in any relationship, even just imagine, Coach Dana, even if you are twin sisters, even if it's your parents, even if it's your best friend, your children. So now we are talking about conflict in marriages. And by the way, marriage between a man and a woman united by God, you are bound to conflict. But we are saying when you get conflict, these are some of the possible causes we've mentioned of conflict. You need to find solutions, and we want to challenge you as couples. Find solutions, and it's not one size fits all. When there's no communication, I love to be when my husband to say good morning to me physically every morning. Maybe some people love to a good morning of a kiss and a hug. So you find out how you resolve the conflicts and find out what fits your marriage. And our prayer is, please don't get hooked up in conflicts. Resolve that conflict, because if you don't resolve it, you won't be walking in the divine purpose of God. God's purpose for us for our marriages. So friends, we need to wind up on this episode. But before wind up, Coach Diana, just give your closing remark. Then we shall be coming back for the next part of this conflict management. And when we come back with this conflict management, we are going to take you through what are those steps What are those few steps you should take? If two of you at any moment, maybe even right now as we are talking, you are watching this video, you are in a conflict, you are wondering, what should I do? Should I drop the ball? Should I go back to my parents? No, don't go back to your parents. Tell them, yes, Coach.
You know, conflict is very interesting, friends. You can, we've just talked about, I think about 4 or 5.
Yes.
But you can conflict on anything.
Anything. Small thing.
Even this.
Even. Any small and big
Anything.
thing.
You can conflict about money, you can conflict about clothes. Anything is a potential conflict causer.
Yes.
Anything. But again, that very thing can be a potential joy giver to the two of you. And so it's just about your attitude, and also knowing that your partner is not your enemy.
Exactly.
Your partner is your best teammate. Your partner is your friend. They mean the best for you. And so just have the best attitude and just love each other.
I know.
Why would you get into marriage to suffer?
No.
Why? Why are you in that marriage and you make a choice of suffering? Why wouldn't you choose to resolve that conflict and live happily and be in peace and be filled with joy? We have one life.
In harmony.
You know? So those could be my
Wow, thank you so much, Coach D. Dear viewers, dear subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing on this YouTube channel. To add on just what Coach Diana has just said, we are all work in progress. By the way, you didn't marry an angel, and either you are not an angel. None of us is perfect. We are all two imperfect people, but who are perfected by our Creator, by His grace. So let's stop the blame game. Let's stop pointing fingers. Let's know that conflict is part of the puzzle. It's part of the puzzle. I love what the Bible says in John 16:33. Jesus told his disciples, this world is full of trials and tribulations, but take heart, I've overcome. So you are an overcomer, dear married. Don't give up. You are already an overcomer. You are a winner. And my prayer is you are going to stay happy in that marriage. So please stay on this YouTube channel. We are coming back for the second episode. And remember to share with friends and family. Thank you so much. God bless you.